Chinese tales. Let me tell you some Chinese stories, sort of bizarre and scarcely heard. Maybe these tales could provoke some mental movement or ripples in your heart. Marco Polo and the pizza. It was year 1271. Marco Polo only had 17 years old. With his father and uncle, started his journey to China. They first sailed to the port Horns of today's Iran. Originally, the Polo's family wanted to sail, but that season was not favored for the ocean trip. Therefore, they changed mind to continue their trip through the Silk Road, different from the marine Silk Road. The humble young man was appreciated by Kublai Khan, emperor of the Mongol Empire and the Yuan dynasty, who assigned him as emissary to Vietnam, Burma, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and India. After 24 years, he went back to Italy. By reason of war, he was imprisoned by the Republic of Genoa, where he spent several months to dictate to other prisoners with the name of Rustichello. Soon, their book spread out the Europe successfully, giving them the prime view about the porcelain, silkworm, paper money, coal, gunpowder, and the luxury livelihood in China. Marco not only liked novelty but also exquisite food, especially that made of wheat, such as spaghetti, cake, and bread. He learned with a Chinese master from the very basic how to combine the wheat with water, oil, and salt, how to knead the dough, how to undergo fermentation. After couple seasons, Marco Polo got almost all secrets. His teacher felt quite satisfied and decided to teach him about the most important part of cuisine, or what's so-called taste. In this step, how to handle the weight is no longer the main concern, but grace or affection of all heart. Just at this decisive moment, Marco Polo received a letter from his fiancée telling that she would not wait anymore, going to marry someone else. Therefore, his concentration and the mood was dropped entirely. All what he had learned in the lesson was contaminated by sour flavor, suffering sense, and distressed feeling. In his book, Marco Polo mentioned one kind of wheat food in China was quite similar to lasagna of his country. We suppose what he referred is the pizza. To observe the pizza carefully, we could find out no matter its kneading technique, its baking procedure, and the idea to add cheese and vegetable on the top, all are perfectly refined. Only with a fatal defect was the red blood impression and the distressed sour. There's no qualified flavor, surprising to all Chinese, was accepted by the modern people cheerfully, especially by those young fellows who imbues highly in romantic affairs. That is why the pizza is so sour. Definitely have to see with Marco Polo's broken heart. The pagoda poem. One poet was accused to defend the emperor. In that time, it was a beheaded plan. Since the poet was very famous, To avoid the revolt unnecessary, the emperor wanted to try him personally. The emperor asked, "Have you ever said I look like a monkey?" The poet answered, "No, Your Excellency, not you look like them, but they look like you." The emperor laughed greatly and asked again, "They also accused that you insult my pocky face." The poet answered, "I did one point concerning the horse, but I don't think it had to see with your face." The emperor ordered him to show the real facts. Then the poet wrote a pagoda poem in front of him. Shifter, lotus root, beehive widely open, raindrop on dust, worm eat vegetable in backyard, turn over the skin of pomegranate, in the potholed ground tree may plant. A pagoda poem normally has 7 levels. The top one only had 1 word. Then adding word by word as levels goes down. The last level will reach 7 words. Since this kind of poem have a shape of high building, so it is named as pagoda poem. It is also feasible to do it upside down, from 7 words to 1, to be an inverted pagoda. No matter which way the poem goes, nor which topic is described, but there is an important rule that the meaning of the topic should not be mentioned directly. For instance, the whole country knew that the emperor suffered smallpox. His face was full of holes, and this point was precisely to satirize his pocky face. But there was nothing about his face, neither the sickness. The emperor could not get any proof, gave him no alternative but dismiss this case. The silkworm. In the very remote time, there was a tailor with 7 daughters. The whole family dedicated to manufacture dress. In that time, humans had no ideas what cotton, linen, or silk is. They only use the skin or fur taken from animals. One day, a hunter brought an extraordinary skin of horse. Its hair was pure white, and the waist textures felt soft. The eldest daughter caressed and lamented, "Oh, poor horse, they kill you just for your skin. What would you suggest to avoid less skinning?" Surprising to the girl, the horse's skin started to talk. "We need to find a new material for dressing. Aside that, we need to create a new emblem to reform people's aesthetic concept." Unfortunately, the bizarre conversation was heard by the tailor, and he decided to tear the horse's skin into pieces. The horse's skin read his mind, covered the girls with his skin, and run away. All the villagers chased after them. At last, found their body in a mulberry tree, but very reduced and joined to a single piece. After the young couple converted into one, the other 6 sisters were frequently instructed by the eldest sister through the dream how to use the cocoon as a new material for dressing. Soon, the whole village follows up their profession, and centuries later, it spread to the entire China. It was considered as the origin of the sericulture. Today, in South China, the villagers still call the silkworm as fair lady. because these vulnerable insects contribute us with the best rays of the world. Moreover, the villagers firmly believe the butterfly is the divine result of hybrid, a beauty created by combining the girls with other creatures. They never doubt the metamorphosis has mysterious power, may improve humans' aesthetics and livelihood. Why not shoot yourself? One day, Zen monk Maju禅师 was walking in front of his cottage and saw a hunter chasing after a herd of deer. Maju stopped him and asked, "What you are doing?" "I am hunting." "With what you kill?" "Bow and arrow." "How many can you get in one shot?" "One prey per shoot." Maju lamented, "I see, you are not good at shooting." With curiosity, the hunter asked, "Look like you are keen to shoot. How many could you got with a single shot?" Maju replied weirdly, "I may got the whole herd." The hunter reposed, "We are all living beings. Why kill so much?" Maju arose his voice and said, "If the compassion troubles you, why don't you shoot yourself?" The hunter ponders a while and answered, "I just don't know how to start." Maju smiled and said, "Very nice. You just sensed that the wild ignorance in your heart had to be eliminated." So the hunter threw away his weapon, made up mind to study the Enlightenment. Decades later, the illiterate hunter became one of the most famous Zen masters, whose name is silkworm 禅师. Thank you for your attention and see you around.